Number 1, 3/4 plus 1/5. Answer is 19/20 for number 1. Number 2, 2/3 minus 1/5. Answer should be 7/15. Last one, 3/8 minus 1/2. Answer on this one should be a negative 1/8. Pick a number from 1 to 20, drop it off. The winning number is 14 and 6. Flashcards, say the answer out loud. 6, 8, and 12. 2, 3, and 6. 4, 5, and 10. 8, 10, and 20. 3, 4, 5. Homework check. Bring it up here if you haven't. Check the answers at your desk, mark them right or wrong, put a total at the top, and circle it for the number right. Number 1 is a negative half. 2 is 1, 11/60. 3 is 1 1/3. 4 is 1 7/20. 5 is 3/4. 6 is 5 11/12. 7 is 39/80. 8 is a negative 2/15. 9 is 49/60. 10 is 1/12. Anybody have extra credit? If you do, bring it on up. 1 is a negative 4/15. 2 is 1 37/90.
Yeah, both.
Objective for today is to evaluate order of operations problems that contain fractions. Example 1. 1/3 squared plus 1/2 squared. If you're going to square a fraction, you multiply the top by itself, the bottom by itself, and that's the square. So 1/3 would be 1/9.
Wait, what do you do?
You multiply 3 by itself, and then 1 by itself. 1 times 1, 3 times 3. And then over here, 1 times 1 and 2 times 2. And then the common denominator would have to be 36. So that's times 4. That's where we get a 4 times 1, and this is times 9. So that's times 9. 13/36. Example number 2. 2/3 squared plus 3/2 squared. So on the first one, you multiply the top by itself. 2 times 2 is 4. And on the bottom, 3 times 3 is 9. And then on the other one, 3 times 3 is 9. And then 2 times 2 is 4. Remember, we're not multiplying this up here by anything. That's just square. That means you're multiplying this fraction here by itself. So it's 3/2 times 3/2. And the same for this, 2/3 times 2/3. So again, the common denominator is 36. So this is times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. That's times 9. So that times 9 is 81. Add them up to get 97/36, which you can change to 2 and 25/36. Flashcards first. 3 squared is what? 9 squared. 6 squared. 7 squared. 8 squared. Practice number 1. 4/3 squared plus 5/2 squared. Bonus number 1, 3/4 plus 1/3. Solution for this one should be 1 1/12. Bonus number 2, 11/10 minus 2/5. Solution for the bonus is 7/10. Practice 1 solution. 4/3 squared is 16/9. And 5/2 squared is 25/4. Again, we have a common denominator of 36. So here we're multiplying by 4, so the top is 64. And by 9, this will be 225. So add those up and get 289/36. 36 going into 289. 72 is 2. 108 is 3. 216 would be 6. So it goes in 8 times. And how many is left over? 1/36. 8 and 1, 36. Practice number 2. 1/4 squared plus 3/2 squared. Bonus 3. 12/13 minus 3/26. For this bonus, you should have had a common denominator of 26 and multiplying this by 2, so that 12 times 2 is 24. And then over here, this doesn't change. So it should be 21/26. Bonus 4. 4/5 plus 1/3. Alright, for this one you should have a common denominator of 15. You're multiplying 5 by 3, so 4 by 3 is 12, 3 by 5 is 15, and 1 by 5 is 5. 17/15, which will change to 1 2/15. Solution for the practice. 1/4 squared is 1/16, and 3/2 squared is 9/4. The common denominator is 16, which means this one doesn't change, but this one is multiplied by 4. That's where we get a 36. 1 and 36 is 37. Put it over 36. 16 into 37 twice with 5 left over. 2 and 5/16. Extra credit 1. Example number 3. This one is a giant division problem that has addition and or subtraction on the top or the bottom. Just do it one step at a time. Do 2/3 plus 1/4 first. And your common denominator is going to be 12. And on the top here, you're multiplying 3 by 4 to get 12. So 2 times 4 is 8. And 4 times 3 is 12. So 1 times 3 is 3. Then on the bottom, your common denominator is 6, which means you don't have to change this one. It just stays 5/6, but this is times 3. So 1 times 3 is 3. And you can simplify these to 8 plus 3 is 11/12, and then 5 minus 3 is 2/6. Now when you divide fractions, you have to flip and multiply by the one you're dividing by. So it's really 11/12 times, not 2/6, but 6/2. And when you do that, you get 66/24, and you can reduce that to 33/12. And 3 still goes into both of them, so that's 11/4. And as a mixed number, that would be 2 3/4. Here's a review. What we did first is find the common denominator on the top and then add to get 11/12. On the bottom, common denominator and then subtract 2/6. When you divide here, you're dividing 11/12 by 2/6. That's the same as multiplying by 6/2, the reciprocal. That's the multiplication, and you have to reduce this down to 11/4 and then change to a mixed number. Here's another one just like that. Example 4. On the top, take care of that subtraction first. your common denominator between 8 and 5 is going to be 40. And what we're multiplying here by 8 is going to be 5, so 7 times 5 is 35. 5 times 8 is 40. 3 times 8 is 24. On the bottom, your common denominator is 6. You're multiplying 3 by 2, so 1 by 2 is 2. And 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. And then simplify. 35 minus 24 on the top is 11 over 40. And then on the bottom, 2 plus 9 is 7 over 6. You're going to now multiply 11 over 40 by not 7 over 6, but 6 over 7. Now if you do that, you're going to get 66 over 280. It would be easier if you reduced first. You can cross-reduce. Cut that in half. Cut this in half. So that would be 33 over 140. I need to fix this. This is not the answer because I cannot add right now. 2 plus 9 is 11. So that should be 11 over 6, which would change this problem to 11 over 40 times 6 over 11. And that works out much better because you can cancel 11s out. And that would just leave you with 6 over 40, which reduces to 2 over, not 2, but 3 over 20 for the final answer, 3 over 20. But flashcards first. 12 over 20 reduces to what? 3/5. 16 over 24.
I just can't lose. Yeah.
6 over 30. Practice 3. Bonus 5. 7 over 8 minus 4 over 5. The bonus should be 3 over 40. Bonus number 6. 1/2 plus 2/3 plus 1/6. The bonus should have a common denominator of 6, so that means this one doesn't change. This is by 2, and that's by 3. So that would be 3, 4 is 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 over 6, you can reduce that to 4 over 3, which is 1 1/3. Solution for practice 3. On the top, you're going to need a common denominator of 15. And when you do that, this is by 3, so that's where we get a 3 here. And then by 5, that's where we get a 5. On the bottom, common denominator is 6, which means the right-hand fraction doesn't change. That's by 2, so we get a 4 there. On the top, it's 8 over 15. On the bottom, it's 3 over 6. And it would make a difference to change that to 1/2. It'll make it easier. 3 over 6 is 1/2. And then you do 8 over 15 times 2 over 1, which is 16 over 15. 1 1/15 is the answer. Practice number 4. Bonus 7. 2/3 minus 1/2 plus 1/4. Answer is 5 over 12. Bonus number 8. 5/4 minus 1/2 plus 1/6. Answer to the bonus should be 11 over 12. Practice 4 solution. On the top, your common denominator should be 30, and that means you're multiplying by 6 here to get 30, so times 6 there is 12, and 6 times 5 is 30, 1 times 5 is 5. On the bottom, your common denominator is 12, and that's times 4. Times 4 there is 8, and then times 3 there is 3. So simplify these to get 17 over 30. On the top and on the bottom is 5 over 12. So 17 over 30 times 12 over 5. Make it easy on yourself by simplifying first. 6 into 12 twice and into 30 5 times. So on the top, 17 times 2 is 34, and on the bottom, 5 times 5 is 25. 1 9/25 should be the answer. Here's extra credit 3. Homework for tonight.